welcome to the Hawaii Trading Academy podcast, episode 35. Now, this is a good episode we got going for you guys. We're going to be focusing on mental resiliency. Okay, this is what the episode is going to be about. It's going to be our update with 75 Hard on our journey the past few months. We're going to be talking about why we did the challenge and how this translates into our trading because, yes, it's relatable. This is a trading podcast. Now we're going to be talking about everything and anything trading, and our mental selves are going to be a direct reflection. So from this, we were inspired. We just wanted to share the journey, and we felt inspired to share this with our audience because we know that this is, if we felt a lot of good out of it, we got a lot of good out of it, out of doing this challenge. We know you guys are going to receive some value too. So on top of that, it inspired us to launch our own trading challenge. Listen in and let's get started.
Glenn, you just finished your 75 hard last year. Welcome. Like what is 75 hard? How are you feeling, since completing it? Any habits change? Like share more about it, bro. Take it away.
Yes, thank you. For those who don't know what 75 Hard is, shout out to Andy Frisella. He has a podcast, the Real AF podcast. He's owned several businesses, but he created the 75 Hard challenge because he had to do something for himself, and it's not a fitness challenge, it's not a hype, it's not these TikTok challenges, all right? It's a mental toughness challenge. And it started actually with Reed. We were at a coffee shop this past October. I briefly knew about the program, but he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then he asked, you want to do it? I'm like, inside, I'm like, deep down, maybe, nah, I'll give him what kind of excuse I got for Reed today, huh? But I committed. We made this a program where we invited our wives to come on board, and that was a bonus. And so going through it, it's 75 days. Just a gist of what you have to do. 75 days, you have to do 2 workouts, 45 minutes each. One has to be outdoor. You have to take a progress picture every day of yourself. You read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. So lots of personal development. You have to stick to a certain diet, no cheat meals, no alcohol. Now, October is right around the corner from holiday season for those who are probably still celebrating it. Y'all be like, next week I'm gonna hit the gym, right? So I knew going into the challenge that, okay, boom, we already have these roadblocks. We got Thanksgiving. Oh, we got Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and even New Year's. Those were the 4 roadblocks that I had in mind. And, I'm like, okay, if I can get through this during the holiday season, we got this, man. Like, it makes everything much easier. There were almost some hiccups. I got sick. I got a fever during the challenge midway, but I did not miss a workout. We almost gave up on Christmas Eve, but we were too close to the finish line, so we just champed it through. Life happens. Our businesses were still going, but I think when it comes down to it, I did it for me. I did it because I wanted to develop the toughness. I wanted to develop the grit and develop good habits and get used to doing hard things. What helped was having a good circle of support. So Reed and I, we created a text, a group text, and then we invited some other people in there. So there's a bunch of us, and we're just encouraging each other. And you could tell like more so into the challenge, the texting slowed down, man, because
It sure
we
did.
knew it got tough, man. It
It was
got tough.
tough.
It got tough. So I mean, you made it past, the halfway point. Read. Like, what were your
Yeah,
take?
so I only made it to 57 for everyone listening, day 57, and it was unfortunate because it was just off of a selfie, and that's like something I don't do in my day-to-day life, but I'll read, I'll work out, I stay hydrated, a gallon of water, drink gallon of water. That's another part of the challenge. And read, so like a lot of it was already part of my life, but I did this because like I thought of trading and the real resiliency of trading, and that's really why. But I also want to say, dude, Glenn, you and Kiki look amazing, by the way, dude. Like I know that's just the byproduct of doing 75 hard. Anyways, yeah, man, like that's really fascinating. Like that's amazing that you made it through 75 days. That's no easy task. Like people say like they could do it, and it sounds I've heard many people say like they could do it and they couldn't pull all the way through and do that 75 hard, you know. So it is a challenge. If anyone's out there, you know, you want to go the extreme live life hard, 75 hard by Andy Frisella, go ahead and do that. It'll make you only better in the end. But I think it's cool because we want to also thank Andy for giving us and inspiring us a twist of a challenge of like that, more of a mental resiliency challenge and of consistency. So we went and we did a little thing, you know, because mental toughness is a perishable skill and you have to practice it consistently for it to be um, rooted in there in our brains, right? And to level up too. So, and a lot of people don't understand that we need to constantly work on that resiliency aspect, that discipline, that grit, the confidence in being able to execute it not only on the charts but in life. When you have an idea or you need to do something for work at your 9 to 5, you know, take action and do it. And confident that creates confidence in yourself. So to build those skills or those I want to say aspects of a really good successful trader, we did a 60-day challenge, man. Yeah, Glenn, you want to like talk more, share about what our 60-day challenge entails?
Yes. So we're inspired, you know, because we saw the effect of the 75-day hard um program, and we were inspired, you know, let's do something for our audience and have everyone join in. Now, it's January 4th. Everyone's coming off the you know, the holiday food and hitting the gym and setting goals, you know, new year, new me resolution stuff. If a lot of that a lot of that stuff fades away eventually, you know, and the people who are continuing, they have a certain level of mental toughness. They have a certain level of, you know, action taking and accountability and, you know, the grit to push through when life isn't easy. What we wanted to do is translate it for you guys and invite you guys. You know, we created this one. It's called Trade60, the Trade60 challenge. Right now we're opening up to our current audience or members, but we want to open a challenge to everyone. Okay. And so the goal with this challenge is for you guys to start being consistent, start being disciplined, start developing mental toughness, you know, and because we know for sure that those are the attributes of a successful trader. You know, developing that trading those skills takes the daily actions. It takes those times to just continue to show up. And so it's repetition. That's the biggest thing. As Reed was mentioning, that it's mental toughness is a perishable skill, so we have to follow up with it. It's a skill that needs to be built. You know, athletes, they're continuously training every day. Kobe, the Mamba mentality. Jordan, he just wanted to beat everyone else. It takes consistent practice, and you know, why 60 days, Reed? You know, like why is that? Why did we choose 60?
Yeah, 60 because one, I think we've all heard of those scientific evidence shows that, you know, after 21 days you create new habits. How many people have tried that? You know, how many times have we tried doing something for 21 days only for that habit to return, right? So 60 days is a number that's far beyond 21, and it helps create it replaces the old patterns, right? So those neural networks in our brain, they never just close and go away or die off. They just don't get fed energy anymore. They don't get fed electrical signals, so it just gets not used. Whereas we need to create new neural pathways, new patterns, and that's what the 60-day challenge is for, to create these new healthy habits and patterns in our lives to replace the old networks and go into the new one. And but that takes a lot of work for those habits to be built. So that's why 60 days it is, you know, it'll help build that consistency and help you overcome whatever challenges, that grit. It'll help build that grit, you know. Maybe like if you have a pattern of negative thoughts, right? Negative always looking at the bad side of things, or why blaming the market. Excuse me, the market. It's a learned skill to think positively. So it's a learned skill to be like, oh wait, I'm catching yourself first. Okay, I'm not speaking the best here. Maybe I need to change my the way I speak to myself and the way I speak about the world. And so that's just one habit that can be replaced, and it's learnable, it's teachable. No matter how scummy you think you are or feel, you're able to create new, healthier, better habits. It's like we have to unlearn and then replace them with more constructive ways of processing. That's just creating.
This is something we're going to start off the new year in January. It's just so happened that we're at the beginning of 2023. We want to start this with momentum. There's a saying of how you is saying that how you end the year is how you start the next year, and so for those who taking a step back and just want to relax, unwind and whatnot, it's hard to get back in it. It takes more time. And so, we felt that the timing for this challenge would be great because a lot of people, when it's left up to themselves to make a decision to get better, it isn't as what do you call, there's not much accountability or pressure to do so, right? So we want to launch this for you guys, and we know by the end of the 60 days your trading will improve, okay? Because this challenge, the biggest thing that it's going to teach is consistency, right? And we're going to have to learn to do the hard thing. Do the hard thing by just showing up. You have to do the hard thing that motivates you, because there's going to be people who aren't doing what you're going to be doing. When we were, it was pretty like I kind of enjoyed telling people that we were on 75 hard, because we know that nobody else is doing it, and it piques curiosity, and then people start to see like, oh wow, they're doing that, dang, right? They start praising, supporting. But also what I really enjoyed was that it helped inspire people. So
Mm,
a few of our friends that we told about, they're doing it right now as you speak. They started like day one yesterday or something. So
awesome.
that was a big motivator for us to be sharing this challenge. And so going into the details of this, our trade 60, this is going to be our mashup of 75 hard. Trade 60 challenge. There's no compromises. You want to be accountable to yourself. If you slip up, forget the picture, forget reading, if you read 4 pages instead of 5, if you didn't drink a gallon of water, then be accountable. This is an honor system. We're going to have that Discord channel for everyone's daily check-in, because the end of the goal of this challenge is for you to be able to be your own coach, for you to be able to call you out on your bullish. All right. We Reed and I aren't gonna always be there, but like, hey, you're not following your trading rules. You're gonna know. So you don't want us. We'll try to keep you accountable given the time and situation, and through our coaching calls and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you're going to be trading your account with your rules and your system. So you need to be able to stick to that. The average trader will be looking for the shortcut. So we're going to know by the end of this who's really committed to the 60 days, accomplishing all the tasks. We're going to know, we're going to see it. So some people might take the shortcut, and that's going to be on you. What you put into this program is going to be your result at the end. You put in 50%, you're only going to get 50%. Same thing if you go all in, put in 100, you're going to receive 100%. So you're going to reap the rewards. You want to have integrity during this challenge, right? Because it's just a good trait to develop and have. You're going to see it, like I said, by the end of the 60 days. You're going to see it, whether it reflects in your trading, whether you're going to be still repeating the same mistakes that 2022, 21, you've been doing. So Reed, you could just go over the rules, man.
Yeah, I was just wanted to touch on integrity. Is that like it's so key, because if you're finicky in your trading or in life, I want to say in like the day-to-day things like going to the grocery store, I'm talking like this really small things, and you don't have your in integrity there, it overflows into your trading. And then that way, when in trading, you're not having integrity to your system, you're not following it, you could bend the rules a little bit because you're not having that integrity. So this challenge if anything, it'll build your integrity. That's for sure. And if you mess up, it's going to eat you. It's going to eat you inside if you continue on. You know, when I failed at day 57, I was like, oh, it's so easy to just take a photo and just re-upload it. But I was like, you know what? I'm not, that's the integrity aspect, is that I'm not going to lie just to say I did it just to do it. Right. And I could have very well easily have done it. But that's not integrity, you know, that, and that's not honor. It's not honor to myself. It's not honor to Glenn. Like, it's not cool. So that's all I wanted to say about integrity. Is like, this challenge will definitely help you build that. So the challenge here, it's so important because we're going to build good habits. So this is what it is. It's one, you have to read 5 pages of a trading book. We do have book recommendations on our Discord channel. So if you're listening to this and your first time diving into trading, you don't know what kind of trading books, we have really awesome, great, well-written books there. So go ahead and check that out. So number two, you have to journal or review a trade and document it. That means if you took a trade this week and you didn't document it, document it. Let's say you're caught up with your journal and you did all that work already, but it's a new day and you didn't take any trades. You need to review a trade you missed. You need to review a trade that you lost, you know, and document, mark it up, meaning like write notes, you know. Back testing also counts if you want to just go back in the month, but you have to do at least one trade. And I mean, break this down, go into the nitty gritty, the details, look at the higher time frames, look at the intraday time frames, even if you don't trade those time frames, just see what's happening, because you never know what you'll see, what you'll learn. So again, number one, 5 pages of a trading book. Two, journal. Number three, workout at least once, at least 45 minutes, and a walk counts. And it doesn't have to be outdoors. We're not going to be extreme here, but the reason why 45 minutes of outdoor activity is so important, because one, it allows us to step away from the desk. We're not stressing. You know, I think it was Einstein that said that we can't solve the same problems. We can't solve the problems that the same mindset created in, right? And one of those ways to get your mind off of that mindset is go go lift some weights, go get a good workout in. You know, that's one way that that'll help you. It'll keep you healthy. We do sit a lot as traders, right? If you don't have a standing desk, you're sitting, you're slouching. So get that workout in, 45 minutes, get the heart going. Number four, drink 1 gallon of water a day. So a cool research that it's not that cool, but a research came out today that I read. It said that dehydrated people have a higher chance of dying off of like just standard living than dehydration and alcohol. So it's like if they drink alcohol but they're hydrated, then they were kind of better off. If they drank alcohol but they were dehydrated, they found that it was a lot more deaths involved. So that's just one study, but you could study this all across Google. Drink 1 water a day, stay hydrated. Our body is 90% water anyway, so you know it's good for us. And finally, the fifth thing, and I think this is really important here, is set aside money for a funding challenge. Why? Because ultimately we want to help you take that step into trading bigger accounts, trading more money, you know, and that this will help develop that. So I think I'll break it down a little bit. So on the last day after you completed the steps 1 through 4, we all are going to sign up for a prop challenge because we want to grow. We want to push ourselves. So whether we fail or win that challenge, it doesn't matter. It's about committing to yourself, committing to the challenge, to the dedication of trading that you want to become a full-time trader, right? And you can't do that without funding. And right now we live in an amazing opportunity where they're funding companies coming up left and right, offering good traders good money. So just keep an eye on the funding that you do go with, and we'll go over that. But yeah, like Glenn,
I want to add one thing. Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, dude. I was gonna say
So
sum it up like with hit the 5 topics again, and then just yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so the pages on the book, no audiobooks. It could be a digital Kindle, it could be the books,
Right.
actual books, but audiobooks, that's just too easy, right? You can just let it play, you won't absorb it. Yeah, I love audiobooks. We would love to see your journal or trade reviews on Discord channel. So we're gonna have a 60-day the challenge channel. So post all that. All our daily check-ins will be just on that channel. But yeah, going back to the setting money aside. Just think about this, right? 60 days from now, guys, you're going to start building momentum. You're going to start feeling good physically, mentally, start clearing your mind and be like, okay, yeah, I got this momentum. Let's continue on. And so, we're gonna be taking you from pretty much point A, and then boom, we're moving you down the line. We're going to the touchdown, guys. All right. And so with that, it's almost like another phase two. By the time we start signing up for a funding account, we're gonna take that momentum, that learning, that grit, all that development, and actually put it to the markets. So that's kind of what we're going after here. Like what Reed was saying, doesn't matter if you pass or fail, or if you just want to continue to trade your actual account, the whole idea is to just get yourself kind of out of your norm, get uncomfortable, get rolling, start investing in yourself, taking care of your health, because that's always number one, right? Being good, because it's going to lead to being a better trader, plain and simple. Consistency is always going to be a plus, right? We're not in here to help you guys lose weight. We're not fitness coaches by any means. Okay, as you can see, there's no dieting in the rules. All right, drink water. That's key. That's very key. Our goal for you guys is to just develop mentally, develop those awesome traits that all successful traders have, such as grit, discipline, resiliency, consistency. And so, just a quick note that this challenge is for the committed. If you're first time listening to us, first time hear about Hawaii Trading Academy, and you're like, oh, this might be a little too much reading, Glenn, but you know what? Lean in, man. Lean in. If you have that unsure feeling, because I had that same thing when Reed was telling me about 75 hard, but I leaned in, and I sure am glad I did. So if you want to start this year strong, you don't want to miss this opportunity to do it as a community, and achieve that target of being a better self than we are 60 days prior. You know what I mean? So by the end of the 60 days, you're going to be almost a new person, kind of. We'll getting on the way, right? Setting the momentum for you guys for having your best year yet. Trading your best year yet. Physically, mentally, your best year yet. Spiritually, so that's the goal. That's the goal. And that's why we're bringing to you this trading 60-day challenge. So if you guys like what you heard during this episode and you're all pumped up, we got you motivated, you want something more this year, you want to improve yourself, improve your trading, and you need a community to do it along with, click the link in the bio of this episode on whatever streaming platform you have or you're using, whether it's Spotify or whatnot. The Discord channel link will be there, and that'll take you directly to our 60-day challenge. When are we launching this, Reed? January 9th will be
Committed.
day one of our 60-day challenge. So go ahead and click the link in the bio to get into our Discord channel, and that's where we'll be doing our daily check-ins. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to email us at admin@hawaiitradingacademy.com. We look forward to seeing your guys' progress and results. So thanks for listening.